This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. I am your host, John Solberg, and this edition is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop. The Butcher Shop is home of the A9 Master Kobe briskets, where they're always handpicked for you. This father and son team has operated this retail meat market in Pensacola, Florida for the past 15 years. Kevin and Jordan ship nationwide to many of the biggest names in barbecue. The A9 brisket won both sides of the American Royal Cook-Off. That happened in 2019. They also ship some of the finest prime, dry-aged Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings of their backyards. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and again, always handpicked for you. Now, are you into wild game items such as venison, bison, elk, ostrich, even camel? Have you been searching for those 10 to 12 pound boneless turkey breasts featured on How to Barbecue Right? The Butcher Shop has them in stock and they are ready to ship to you today. So whether you're looking for the best competition, briskets, ribs, or pork butts, or you just want to have better options to cook at home, give the Butcher Shop a call today. Do it right now. 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. You can also get a hold of them on their Facebook page, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. And here's what's going on today from June the 3rd, 2014. I'm going to jump right to it and let Greg make the introductions.
My next guest just might have one of the oldest barbecue sauce companies in the country, definitely the oldest sauce in Georgia. So you know there has to be a good story behind it. Let's go ahead and race over to the hotline as we welcome in first-timer to the show, Roland Neal joining me. Roland, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Greg. How are you doing tonight?
Doing absolutely fabulous, Roland. Appreciate you making time for the show. And I guess before we delve into the intricacies of Mrs. Griffin's barbecue sauce, perhaps maybe a little background about yourself personally and maybe professionally.
Well, I actually bought the company about 5 years ago. I'm the third owner. The family started it in 1935, and then there was an owner in between myself, and I've just always enjoyed barbecuing, and it was a dream come true being able to get Miss Griffin's.
When you look at Mrs. Griffin's from a research aspect, you see, as you had mentioned, that has been around since the mid-30s. What kind of a history does the sauce have? How was it started, and how has it kind of evolved over the years?
Oh, that's a great question. It's the Griffin family had relatives from South Carolina that used to come visit them in Georgia, and they would bring down a mustard sauce, and the Griffins that lived in Georgia would put some tomato in it to kind of mild it down from being a straight mustard sauce, and that's kind of how the sauce was born.
It's kind of like how a lot of sauces are born, I guess. You bring something to a picnic, or you have something that you craft just in the kitchen, and people start adding to it or taking away from it, or you give a recipe out to somebody and they make it their own. How does the sauce go from being that backyard sauce to actually getting into stores and I guess coming to market, if you will?
It's a very, very determined workaholic type thing. I mean, you just hammer the stores. We're a smaller local regional barbecue sauce, and everybody in the area kind of knows who we are, and you just kind of grow out your business, and you work it hard enough and long enough, and sooner or later it starts working.
It seems there's been like a number of sauces that have been out there forever, but I couldn't probably name even one or two that have been around since 1935 and still seeing success. What do you attribute to that longevity and having that name brand be around for so long, you would figure maybe over a 40-year span or so, it might eventually go off to the corner and die, or even though it's changed a couple hands, somebody might have screwed with it too much and changed it, and all of a sudden it's been lost in favor, but it doesn't seem to be the case here.
Well, I think there's a good reason for that. I think we just got good barbecue down here in Georgia.
What is the quintessential Georgia barbecue when you compare it to some of those other regions?
Georgia barbecue sauce is a blend of the vinegar that comes out of North Carolina, the mustard that comes out of South Carolina, and as you move closer going to Texas, the brands of barbecue sauce tend to get a little redder with the tomato paste or the ketchup. So what I believe that makes Georgia barbecue sauce so special is the unique blend of all the ingredients. And Miss Griffin's has kind of been in business since 1935. It's kind of the one that the rules were written around. And we're mostly mustard, no ketchup, but tomato paste, a little tomato paste, and then our secret herbs and spices. And gosh, I think that's what makes us special. I think we got good barbecue down here, the best in the country.
And you said no ketchup?
No ketchup in Miss Griffin's. No, we use we use a little bit of tomato paste with our mustard, and our secret spices and white vinegar.
Why? I like to understand flavors and profiling, but ketchup would seem to be a fairly popular thing to put in a barbecue sauce. Why do you choose a tomato paste versus a ketchup?
Well, a tomato paste is going to have a lot less sugar. And barbecue sauce down in this neck of the woods is not quite as sweet as some of the other, especially going towards Texas, St. Louis, some of those other places. So ours is a little bit thinner, a little bit less sweet. And, we just think it's the perfect blend. Kind of, we call it putting south in your mouth down here. So that's what we like.
Roland Neal joining me here on the show. As the years pass and the decades pass, you're seeing success in retail stores, but the next step up is the bigger box stores. When did the sauce get into those really big retail outlets?
Basically, we're in about 4 Sam's. We're in Savannah, Pooler, Albany, and Macon. And we got into the ones besides Macon about 3 or 4 years ago. But we've been in Macon Sam's since Sam's came to Macon. So we were a charter member of that, and it's a big seller for us. Walmart is tough business, but they do sell a lot of sauce, and we appreciate their business. As
you get into Walmart and you get in these bigger kind of regional stores like a Sam's and so forth, as you look for, you've been in business 1935, there's been a couple owners before you. What's your outlook 5, 10, and 30 years from now in regards to the sauce? Would you like to see it get well across the country? Are you happy with kind of where you're at? What's the business vision?
Well, the business vision for us, we've always been a regional barbecue sauce to move more into the Atlanta metro area, which we've done. We just were successful in getting in the Kroger warehouse, which took us into a lot more stores, and we don't have to deliver those ourselves now. It goes on the Kroger trucks. We would like to branch out more throughout the Southeast, and hopefully, as people try us and like us around the country, then, who knows, the sky could be the limit. We certainly put a lot of effort into it, and we think we got a great product. So we try as hard as we can.
Obviously, the sauce is doing very well, very popular down there, and the history speaks for itself. Has there ever been any thought given to other flavors in the line, or is it just kind of stand with the one that brought you?
No, we have 3 flavors. We have our original, and then we have a hot, which is has a little bit of cayenne pepper added to it, and we also have a smoke. So we have 3 different flavors, and we stay pretty close to our roots on that. We like our sauce. We've never been a big fan of sweet sauce, so we stay very close on our flavors.
I'm not going to lie. I love the Georgia style sauce flavor. It is one of my favorites. I don't like a sweeter sauce. It's a great sauce. They're still around. They've been around for a long time. Check them out. Something else you should check out is the Butcher Shop, home of the A9 Master Kobe briskets. Find them over on Facebook, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop spelled SHOPPE. Mention the Barbecue Central Show and you will save 10% off your entire order. Reach out to them. They've got meat. They can hook you up. I appreciate you listening to the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less. And until next time, I am your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.